Hey, what's up? It's Lenny Schmidt. Welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. This is a show where we talk to artists who have devoted their lives to an art that suddenly has been disappeared or taken away from them, and you get to catch up with them. First of all, do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out a lot. It helps me to keep putting videos up on a regular basis. Today I took a shower. I put on a good shirt. I ironed it. Pulled out the pretty camera. I put on pants to come here and do a new intro. And I just want to let you know that here at the LSQC, I think that's what it. Yeah, Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. We talk to all kinds of artists, performers, entertainers in the professionals in the entertainment business, singers, songwriters, dancers, tons of comedians. Actors, screenwriters, authors, casting people, agents, managers, sound technicians, lighting people, all kinds of professionals that work in entertainment specifically, and even more so live entertainment, who no longer have an opportunity to perform their art or their skill, the craft they spent over 30 years building. So if you get to watch the show and you get to catch up with them, and they show you how they've reinvented their careers a little bit, what they're doing now, what they changed to get around the COVID curveball, so to speak. And you guys get a chance to catch up with them and see where you can find out about their information, find out about their websites, maybe go to their Venmo, buy some merch. They get to keep in touch with their fan base. It's a win-win for everybody, if you think about it. I get to do the show. I'm here every Monday and Wednesday, 6 o'clock Pacific, streaming live on YouTube. And then afterwards, the show stays up on YouTube forever and becomes a podcast a day later. So there you go. And we are sponsored by no one. We have no sponsors, no commercials. You don't have to worry about any of that. We are supported solely by you guys, the fans, supporters, and the artists that watch the show on a regular basis. If you feel like you would like to support the show in any way, shape, or form, please go to any one of the options listed right there above. If I taped this correctly, it should be right up there. If not, if you just go to lennyschmidt.com/if you can, there's a number of different options there that you can support the show financially. There's Venmo, Cash App, the website. You can go PayPal, credit card, anything you can do, any amount you can give at all to support the show so that I can support the artist will help everyone. And if you enjoy all the content I produce online, there's this show, there's the Reconnecting Comedy. There's a lot of content. I've put up over 200 hours of content on the internet over the last year. You can join the Patreon page as well. Go to Patreon, search Lenny Schmidt Comedy, and you got all kinds of ways to support me and my online endeavors. So that's all. So check out the show. My light just went out, so that means I got to go. Enjoy the show. Hey, welcome to Lenny Schmidt's Quarantine Comedy. How you doing? It's good to be here, man. Hey, how are you guys doing? Thanks for being here. I'm sorry I was a little bit late. I'm having minor tech issues. I'm blaming the kids from Westview. That's how it goes around here. The kids from Westview are messing with my vMix, so I'm having a little bit of an issue loading some graphics, which is just a little bit of a pain in the ass as far as I'm concerned. How you doing? Welcome for tuning in. Does that make sense? Welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. It is a Wednesday. We are here again. I want to thank all you guys for chiming in, for being here. Let's see what's going on. Not a lot in the news. Well, the news, the stimulus passed. If you're happy, the new stimulus passed. Is that good news for you? It should be. Some people are getting money. I don't know. Everybody's supposed to be getting $1,400 is what the thing says. And the stimulus package is like $1.9 trillion. I don't know how that balances out. And I refuse to get political on the show anymore at all, unless it comes to wearing masks. So I guess that's it. That's all. That's what happened today. Stimulus passed. So congratulations. I hope you guys are happy about that. Also, if a lot of you guys are watching the show, you are cruise fans, cruise members, you've seen me on a cruise line, or you have cruised before, pretty much all the cruise lines have canceled all their cruises through May into June. And 3 of them, I think, Royal and I was just looking at the article. Hold on a second. Holland, Princess, and Seabourn canceled theirs till July. And everybody else is canceling theirs sometime in late June. Carnival is still hanging on to doing gigs in June, but there will be no May cruises. So if you guys that had May cruises, they're done, man. They're gone. They're history. They keep putting everything off, and numbers are going down everywhere. I think their cruises are going to launch in summer. We'll see what happens. But clubs are starting to open up. That's encouraging. It's very encouraging. I mentioned the other day, booked a run through Chicago. Got that coming up. This weekend, I'm flying up to Salt Lake to shoot my driver bar comedy special this week on Friday. So I'll be there for that. And clubs everywhere are opening up all over the place. So things are good, man. Things are good. The numbers are so far down. It's been a year, man. It's been a year. It's been a year since all this crap started. It was a year ago this week that I was on a ship, and I got the email that said, "Hey, you need to get off the ship." And they ported it in Miami, and I was one of the lucky ones. I was able to fly home that day and get home. But it's been a year this week, man, that the ship's all shut down. And I came home. I can't believe it was a year. Sometimes it just feels like it's yesterday. Sometimes it feels like it's 5 years ago. You know, it's a weird dynamic. But how much has changed in the last year? It's weird. In the last year, I've done three gigs, 3 live, 3 weeks of work, and one nighter in a year. So that's less than 20 shows. That's a trip. That's a trip. So I'm encouraged for things to go back. I heard things are going well in Chicago. I know I got friends back there. That's where I did book dates, not till July. But the Chicago dates, my buddy Warren B. Hall, I believe, is in Rosemont this weekend with Patty Vasquez, actually, playing at the Chicago Club. I don't know when or if anything's going to open in California. We're so far behind here. I think California is okay with opening around 2025. I think that's what they're going to do. I think that's their plan. But everyone else seems to be opening up. So that's what I'm going with. Let's go to the board and say hello to everybody that's here. We have a lot of you guys tuned in. Thank you guys so much, man. Thanks for being here. And the regulars, man, if it wasn't for the regulars, Mike Garcia, Gar, buddy, how are you, man? Baseball right around the corner. Very excited about that. The Runnions are here. Both Runnions. Ben Magley, all the way from Wisconsin, again, is here. Rachel Zimmerman also is here. And the Mulligans are back. Are you guys back from NASCAR? Are you still in at the NASCAR? Congratulations on your trip. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Got a lot of people on this board that travel a lot. And I'm flying tomorrow. I'm getting on a plane tomorrow and flying. And it's all good. Everything seems to be going good as far as traveling. So 9% goes to payments. What does that mean? May cruises, April. Okay, and those are done. Okay, they're great. All right, there we go. That's it. We're ready to go. We're gonna get. So we have a hi from Vegas. Oh, that means that Don has friends chiming in. I can always tell when the guest has friends because then they jump on the board to say things. But let's get going, man. Let's do this right now. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Folks, your guest tonight, I worked with him a couple of times on cruise ships. I actually knew him years before cruise ships from clubs and stuff. He's been around a long time. He looks very young for as long as he's been around. He looks fantastic. But let's take I'll give you a little taste of my good friend. He does a lot of things, but we're going to cover a lot of them tonight. But here's one of the things he does. He is a stand-up comic, and this is my friend Don Barnhart.
But we have pretentiousness here. Some friends came in, they wanted to go to the Bellagio because they wanted to go to the Bellagio and spend some money at the Bellagio. And the guy, I get a drink and it's a scotch on the rocks, $9 for a scotch, $3 for on the rocks. On the rocks, you know that's ice, right? And I had a few, so I got a little snippy. I'm like, what's up with it on the rocks? He goes, well, your cocktails are handcrafted here at the Bellagio. Like, what? They're handcrafted? I go, what does that mean? He goes, the bartender mixes your drinks by hand. And I go, well, how was he mixing them before? I handcrafted myself to sleep last night. You don't see me bragging about it.
Yeah, that's my good friend, Don Barnhart. Here he is live on the show. Look, there he is.
Hey. Hey, everybody.
What's up, buddy? Thank you for doing my show, my friend.
You,
good to see you, man. How's it going? How are things in Vegas?
It's great. Was there a shutdown? Did something happen? I just
I knew it. See, if you live in California, man, they're all over you. Yeah, there was some sort of shutdown. You may not be aware of it, but
Yeah, it was a long 2 weeks, my friend. We came back in October. We started doing shows again, but I was like you. I left a cruise ship on the 15th of last year, and I was scheduled to fly to Australia for a couple gigs on the ships. And they said, you're going home, and we'll be back in a couple weeks. Don't worry about it. 2 weeks, 3 weeks,
Yeah,
4 weeks, a year, whatever.
Yeah.
Who's counting?
that's what I thought. Well, I got a call from I was supposed to do Vegas in May last year, and Cindy called me in April and said, "Hey, we're gonna have to cancel that date." And I go, "Aren't you getting ahead of yourself? Don't you think you're getting a little paranoid about this COVID thing?" That's what I said in April last year. And here we are a year later. So.
Hey, we're going. We went from 25% occupancy with a 25-foot comedy moat,
Right,
to 35%. Last week we went to 12-foot gap from the stage
nice.
to the audience. 25-foot gap. That's everything that we ever. When we walked into a banquet room to do a one-nighter, we were like, "No, I'm not doing this. You got to push the crowd up." And now it's like, "Oh my God, thank you. Oh, 25 foot. Yes, that's fine. Perfect."
Yeah, I could work around this.
And then next week we're scheduled to go to 50% occupancy. So, audiences still have to wear masks. You can take your mask off when you're on the stage.
Right.
But we're moving forward, and people are so happy to get out. It's kind of like the 80s in that audiences are so happy just to have, please, thank you. Oh my God, thank you for being open.
Right.
And a lot of people are coming from California. They're I don't know if they're bashing.
Oh
their
no, yeah.
headlights
Well,
in
we can't do shit here. That's why. You got to get out of state to go do anything here, man. So, like, I played Vegas 2 weeks ago. I did the Brad's room over at the.
Oh, you did? Oh, cool.
Right when you guys started, right when you went to 25% or whatever. So I know they were opening up a little bit, and we still had the 25-foot moat when I was there. But but it's still the crowds are great. It's like they just can't wait to get out and do stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny watching all the comics because I'm getting guys driving up from LA and coming in from different states. I know you're doing your dry bar, but guys are coming in to work out their sets, and they haven't been on. They've been on the bench for 10 months. So like the first words out of their mouth, don't expect anything. I haven't been on stage. It was like, nah, man. It's like riding a bicycle without a seat. You get used to it.
Well, I picked up quick 2 weeks ago. I was a little surprised how quick I picked it up. Because I was the same way.
Yeah.
There's also a little party that thinks, what if I'm not funny? Like if you just show, like, what if I lost my funny in the last year? That freaked me out a little bit. There's a little bit of that.
I find I know the jokes. I just don't know the subtlety to get to them. So it took about a week to kind of fine tune. I was going through all my old acts, all my recordings. I was looking at VHS tapes, and I'm like, oh, that's a great joke. I forgot about that joke, from 1988.
Yeah, right. That helps too. Yeah, it always helps to go back and look at old stuff, though. Yeah, this Reagan bit will kill. I bet this will be fantastic. Let me write down with this Watergate callback. There we go. Crush them all. Crush them all.
Blockbusters in the news.
You know what I learned is like the words I'm understanding, but you're right, getting from one joke to the other. So my segues have like 9 extra words in them. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, shopping cart through the aisle. Yeah, right. So, once I get into the joke, I'm fine. Yeah, right. Once I get into the bit, I'm fine. But once getting there is like I'm crawling uphill going, fuck, this is taking so long. This never took so long before.
I did one the first week back. I was doing something. I got into a bit. It's one of these, those 3-minute bits. It's just bap, 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 bap. And I got to the end and I realized I forgot to do the setup. So the callback is just going to lay flat. But the crowds were, and I had to call it out. I go, I didn't set the joke up.
Right.
And the crowd, they laugh because they're so supportive. They're happy to be out, and
well, they get
comedy.
it. Yeah, they get it. They like that. Yeah. It's even better if you just own it, and you go, folks. I'll be honest with you. I missed a whole line here, so this end of this is not going to make any sense to you.
Yeah, I just had a mansplain and go back and go, oh well, see the setup on this is really good. So now that you understand the setup, if you think about the joke on the way home, you might enjoy it.
Yeah, it'll all work out. I've actually gone back and redone a bit. I go, no, you know what? I'm redoing this from the beginning the correct way. Everybody hold on. And they're even like, yeah, do it, man. Woohoo. I mean, they really don't care. It's like, I mean, like I was walking around Vegas when I was there 2 weeks ago. It was a little bit weird, but LA's even, even harder. It's so strict here in LA, man. It's just been brutal for anybody to go do anything. It's starting to open up a little bit now, but the last year's been not great, you know?
Yeah, but it is what it is. There's certain things. It goes back to that philosophy, and you've always had a great attitude about stuff. Control the things you can, change what you can, and then
Right.
there's nothing we can do. So adapt.
Right. Right.
Find something to keep you busy. Get off whatever keeps you off the ledge at night. And I always thought that. When I was starting out, comedy's great, but you spend a lot of time trying to get work, waiting to get work. So you better do something else. Learn to write sketches, learn to edit, learn to do promo, do anything. Keep yourself busy instead of drinking yourself into depression and oblivion. I'm not saying you can't have a drink, but don't drink to, get lost,
Wait, you mean I cannot drink myself into oblivion, or I should not? Wait, don't drink
Whatever
myself?
works for you. No, I'm not judging.
I appreciate it. You're not judging. That's very nice.
I spent time in the crew bar with you. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, that's true. That is true. Yeah. And where the drinks are $1. $1.
Reaching under the gate. It's last call. Reaching under the gate. My hand's in. My hand is in.
I'm in. I count. Count me. I'm counted. I'm counted. You should count me. Well, you're the perfect guy, because a lot of times I talk to people on the show, dude, and that's the thing that blows me away. What I wanted to do when I talked to the show is talk to guys like you that even before COVID, you were always doing shit. You got 19 different things going on at the same time. You know what I mean? So when you get thrown a curveball, you can recreate yourself and find a way to move forward and do something. So it was interesting for me to talk to. Yeah, no, but some people don't have that mentality. There's a handful of people I've talked to that are just waiting for the ships to come back. And I'm like talking to them like, man, you got to get out and do something. I mean, you got to go do something. I mean, you got to, like you said, write a sketch, do a video. There's a million options online.
Maybe start a interview show, you know?
Yeah, there you go.
Have you thought about that?
Yeah.
Maybe, you could interview some of your friends and comics and entertainment buddies.
I haven't really thought about that. I should do something like twice a week where I could have somebody on and just talk about the COVID. I don't know. Let me write that down. That's a really good idea, Don. Should have had you on earlier.
The problem with the ship industry is that ship has sailed.
Yeah, right.
Come on. Boo. Hey,
Bing
these
bang.
Are free.
Well, most of the people that guys that are watching the show, I don't have a ton of followers, but I have extremely loyal followers that watch every single show. So I want to make sure they know. Besides the fact that Don is a stand-up comic and a hypnotist and so many other things I talked about, he owns and runs clubs in Las Vegas. That's what we were talking about earlier on. Delirious Comedy Club. Am I supposed to say that or not? Because it's live on the internet. Tell me what I can't say. Yeah, right. Yeah. So when he's talking about opening up and stuff, he's seen it from both ends. He's seen it from the comedy performer end and from the owner end, where you got to constantly jump through their hoops and figure out whatever you can do to stay open. Man, for any small business, this has been brutal this last year.
It's terrible. And comedy's always been for the love of the game. It's never been, if you become a celebrity and you can put butts on the seat, then, more power to you. But, I never got in this thinking I'm going to be rich, right. and I've always, instead of waiting around for work, I've always tried to create work and go out there and like with the military tours, I started doing those in '92. I found one-nighters. I'd find places to book a show just to do something to keep busy. I'd go on it after a rock band. I'd go on it, if there's a gay club that has a stage, I'd go there and go on. And, it's tough getting heckled. Go back to the straight clubs, grow your hair, you freak.
Wow. Really? That's rough talk from the gay crowd.
Yeah. It's you got to take the slings and arrows, but you've always got to be busy. So opening the club, Delirious Comedy Club at the Downtown Grand. We're doing 10 shows a week, Thursday through Sunday. And then we have Jokesters Comedy Club at Alexis Park. We do 4 shows a week, Thursday through Sunday. And we have a variety show. I started Comedy Magic Club down in Hermosa. So I always had a love for variety, comedy of all sorts, whether it's juggling, mime. If you're making people laugh, I'm not a stand-up snob per se. Right. As long as you're making people laugh, it's comedy. So we have a family-friendly show with some of the cruise ship acts. Hubert Magassi, who does acrobatics. Chad Chesmark, comedy magician. I don't know if you know him. Yeah. And Sideshow Bert, comedy jugular. Jugular?
There's a comedy jugular? That's a whole new market.
Yeah. It's dangerous comedy.
It's
but you just got to do it. You got to do something, man. You got to keep busy,
how are you gonna? Let me ask you this, dude, because I'm curious about this. What do you, as far as are you still doing the hypnosis show? And if you are,
No.
okay, yeah, what are you gonna do moving forward with that, bro? Because you can't. How's it gonna? How you gonna handle that? Are you gonna bring it back, or are you waiting?
Well, all audience participation shows are on hold. So
Right.
if you have a comedy magic show, you can't do that. If you bring somebody on stage, you can't do that. So with the hypno show, it's just on hold. We may bring it back. We could do a hypnotic seminar, but right now my stand-up is so busy. I have 2 residencies, so I flow back and forth between Delirious and Jokesters.
Right.
I just don't have any time. So even with the ships, they said no audience participation. So
Yeah.
I know Royal is looking at some test cruises just to kind of see. Carnival, they've got a couple. It's little by little they're inching forward.
Right.
But there'll be no audience participation for a while.
Yeah, I don't think there's. I was curious about that because like stand-ups, I can see they'll have on early because that's an easy thing for them to do. Just one guy with a microphone. So I think entertainment.
We've always been the go-to,
dude. Yeah, it's always. How many times have they looked at you? Can you do a show in the theater? And you're like, yeah. And you go do an hour and like, wow, that was great. You go, yeah, that's kind of what I do. You know, I go up there.
I'm sorry. The ship's rocking. The juggler can't, catch his balls.
Right.
Oh, the dancer's got a hangnail. Oh, bring out the comic.
Yeah, anytime the lights went down, can the comic go up? No, there's a million times where I've gotten a call. There used to be an old joke, don't answer your phone at 7 o'clock at night if you're off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're always like, hey, can you go do a show? Because the answer is always yes. That's our thing is like we can, with comics, if we just had a microphone, we're like, yeah, we're good. We're good.
I've been waiting to do a show. Why haven't you called me earlier?
Yeah, but I always find
it's like, I always feel like at 7 o'clock, it's like, wake up the gimp.
Yeah, they just drag you out. Yeah, and they shove you back in the hole when you're done. Yeah. Yeah, see, that's right. They only pull you out when they need you, those pricks. Okay, whatever. Right. But I always laugh when because there's plenty of times when the weather's bad and they go, well, we can't have the dancers up there hurting themselves. And I'm like, yeah, so throw the comic up there. That's their out. It's like, okay, fine. I've done a couple shows hanging onto a chair, but whatever, we can do it.
I've done do you ever do the catcher squat where you kind of squat down, hold on to the mic stand?
Oh, God, no, I've never done that. No.
Oh, God, it was so bad. I was so seasick. I go, get a bucket off to the side of the stage. Just be ready. If I run off, man,
right.
And the captain came down, and it was great because I had 30 people in this big, 1,200 seat theater. Back in the day, we were doing the main room,
right.
And I'm kind of squatting. I'm wearing tennis shoes because my dress shoes, there's no way I could stand there. So I'm holding onto the microphone. It's just going, the curtains are going back and forth. And I was I forgot my act. I couldn't remember a joke. And the captain's like in the front row, just howling, laughing, oh, look at this landlubber. Oh, you think with his little accent.
Could you point at him and go, hey, shouldn't you be up there driving or overseeing or doing something? What's, Dude,
yeah, I wish I could have thought that. I couldn't, I couldn't.
Just trying to survive, bro.
Remember yeah. I'm like, and I said the same thing about, the dancers couldn't do a show tonight, but here's the comic because it's so much better.
Yeah. Let's watch, and that's part of the show. Let's watch the comic struggle for 40 minutes up on stage.
Yeah.
And try to keep it together.
Yeah.
I've never done that in the main stage.
It's like watching a car accident.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Because they're like, I wonder if he's going to throw up. What do you think? Is he going to fall down? I bet he's going to fall down. They're all excited.
I hope he falls down.
Yeah, it'll be great. This will be the best show ever. I've never done one in the theater, but I have done the ones in the comedy club downstairs in those Carnival forward ships.
Oh, yeah.
Where they kind of have a pole. So I would lean on the pole. I leaned on the pole for one show. And the whole show just leaned on the whole pole. Just like hanging onto it. So that was the only time. That's the only time we got Rocky for me. So
I would have grabbed the other comic's belt and just kind of belt yourself around the pole.
Yeah. Just kind of buckle in. Everybody hang on. We'll see what happens.
Woo. Oh, good times, man.
So how are your
it'll come back.
It'll come back. No, it will come back. I think it'll be by the end of the year, man. We'll see what happens. I mean, things to turn a curve. Well, now, what's your vaccine situation out there? Have you gotten a shot yet? Have you done it, or what's going on? Oh, you're not supposed to talk about it? I ask you a question every couple minutes. You look around. You're like, oh no, you mean what?
Honestly, I have mixed emotions about that. If you feel that a shot is going to help you, then I suggest that you go get a shot immediately. I support whatever keeps you off the ledge at night. I have mixed emotions, kind of like my politics. I don't have the answers, so I don't know what's right.
Right.
I'm a little scared to get the shot because anything rushed through our government is never all government, not one side.
Sure, right,
Everybody on the. I'm a little hesitant when they rush through, and we can't cure cancer or the common cold or the flu, but we can get a vaccine in a year. It doesn't mean it doesn't work.
Right.
I'm not saying it doesn't.
Just doesn't sound right.
Yeah, it
doesn't
seems a
sound
little, but I'm also, if it gets people back, I wear a mask. I wear a mask not for me, but I want businesses to open, so I wear a mask because those are what we've come to accept, and these are the rules. So that's what we got to do. So let's wear a mask. Let's just shut it all down. Let's get back to work. So if it was mandatory, I would get a shot. If I had to get a shot to get on the ship, then I would. I'm just saying if I don't have to, I'm so low on the totem pole. They're gonna, everybody will be on their third, booster shot by the time they get to me.
Right.
I think, I'm non-essential.
Non-essential. See, that's why. See, I had to do Uber Eats while I've been off working, so that made me essential. So suddenly,
did you get shot?
I got one shot so far. I got to get the second shot in like a week or two. So
cool. And are you breathing underwater?
I was fine, dude. I was fine, but there's a story in the news. I'm not breathing underwater. Yeah, I can live underwater now. It's weird after the shot. For some reason.
Oh, that's
amazing.
Is there a comedy club down there?
Yeah, there is, dude. I don't know. Yeah, I got to send him a tape, though. I got to send him a tape. He won't book me.
All right. Who books that?
He books I forgot where I was. Oh, there was a thing on the news. There's a guy yesterday. They got 2 shots in one day. The second shot, they screwed up. He got a shot, and then 4 hours later, they gave him another shot. He's 91. 91 years old, this guy was. And his body went into shock, anaphylactic shock. They thought he was going to die.
Oh wow!
And that scared me. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good. I mean, I don't.
But he's 91.
Yeah, but if you look, I understand.
I get 91.
I get it, but still, anytime you tell me, well, we accidentally gave him a second shot, so he almost died. That just, that's you're halfway there with one shot. That's what creeps me out when I hear that. So any bad stories about the vaccine? That's the problem.
Human error. Remember, your airplane was built by the lowest bid.
Yeah, right. That's horrible, dude. That's horrible and accurate.
If you do
that's
the math,
100% correct. If you think about it, yeah. The lowest bidder won this. That's a great way to put it. Yeah, that'll make you think about it.
So, but you feel good. You feel good about it. So that's great.
I'm figuring, I got it to get ahead of the game, dude. When ships come back, I'm going to have to get back out there eventually, depending on what happens with the money and all that other situation. I have no idea how they're going to handle this situation. You know what I mean? They're going to drop it.
There are some variables that.
Yeah, and I know there's going to be different rules. Yeah, we'll see too. Because some of the rules I'm reading, I'm going, I'm not really sure if I want to do that. You know what I mean? There's just a handful of things where I'm like, and especially after a year of being here, I've kind of figured it out. I mean, I'm not, I'm like, I can survive. You know what I mean? It's not like the end of the world. The first few months I was freaked out.
Right.
But after a year, I'm like, we're getting by. I can figure out a way to make this work.
Yeah. What do you need to be happy? And this is kind of my whole philosophy in life, though. It goes back to getting into hypnosis and whatnot of just kind of finding your balance, what centers you. I call this the best worst year ever. Yeah. It's a reset on what's important to you, the people around you, the closest people in your bubble, your circle. That's really all there is. Like I do a joke about how my wife got mad. They said, don't visit your family over the holidays. I'm like, oh, I guess I won't be able to see my mother-in-law over Christmas. She's like, you don't want to see my mother? I'm like, hey, nothing would thrill me more than to spend time with my mother-in-law, but I'm just going to have to skip it for her best interest. So, it's all how you look at things. The glass is half full. Or
it's not. But that's a good way. That's a great way to put it, because there's a lot over the last year. There's a lot of great things that came out of this last year for me. Both my daughters live with me now, and
cool.
And they've become like best friends. I mean, before all of this, there was some tension between the two of them, and they're teenagers, dude. But over the last year, I spent more time with my kids this last year than I've spent with them easily the last 5 to 10 years.
because of the travel.
So that's the blessing of all this.
Yeah.
Like nobody gets on their deathbed and says, "Man, I wish I would have done another week on the ships," or
wish
I
worked
wish I
more."
would have done another week in Des Moines. You know,
Right. Yeah.
So it's how you look at it, and we don't need that much to survive. We're very blessed in this country, except for the toilet paper shortage. I think we kind of got through pretty safe, pretty pretty calm. You know, and yeah, I still love doing comedy. I'll still do it. That's the great thing about comedy. We can be old, we can be overweight, we can, we can still do what we do up until the day we die. It just might have to evolve a little bit. And I think, and it has, and our life has evolved. We started our salsa company just because we were making salsa, and we always made salsa. I grew up in the restaurant industry in LA, so I learned how to, prep for all these restaurants and all the Mexican cooks there. They're, I'm the little white boy chopping up the cilantro and everything. And so I learned how to make salsa. I came to Vegas, and nobody can make a good salsa, at least a Southern California style, the pico de gallo that I like.
Right.
So we started our company. My wife tweaked it a little bit, and then we started Sin City Salsa, and that took off. So I am the salsa king.
Dude, you look at
Las Vegas.
I had no idea you were doing salsa as well. You do everything. I think I might have a commercial for your salsa. Hold on a second. Yeah, let me see if I can find this. I'm pretty sure this is a commercial for your salsa. Let's see if you guys can recognize this. This is a commercial for Sin City Salsa. Sin City Salsa. It's really hard to say that all together. Sin City Salsa.
Hey there, this here's Tiger King Joe Exotic. Are you like me and you like putting something tasty in your mouth? Well, then you should check out SinCitySalsa.com. My friends at SinCitySalsa.com make fresh, organic, handcrafted salsa. Now, I handcrafted myself to sleep the other night, but you don't see me bragging about it. SinCitySalsa.com is a place to go. You got a morally mild, maliciously medium, you got your hellaciously hot, and my favorite, Demon's Ghost. It's like two devils dancing on your tongue. They deliver locally in Las Vegas and ship it out nationally through the shipping companies like the post office and stuff. That's SinCitySalsa.com. Life's too short to eat cheap salsa.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh.
There's a little commercial for your salsa I ran across on the internet when I was looking around.
Wow. Getting as much mileage out of that handcrafted joke as I possibly can.
Dude, I apologize. I didn't realize it's the same joke in both clips until you got into it. And when I looked, I go, oh shit, it's the same joke. I go, what are the odds? You got 1,000 clips online here. I pull out 2 clips of the same joke in it. Oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, that's so funny, man. I gotta blame Wendy Liebman for that Joe Exotic impersonation. That's not her. She goes, oh my God, you have the same bone structure as Joe Exotic, so you should do an impression. So I tuned up one night and broke out my bag of wigs from all my Second City days, and my wife did some makeup on me, and we did. That's the other thing to get through this stupid pandemic. I was doing Joe Exotic impersonations and call outs, and people were hiring me to do a shout out. Hey, Lenny Schmidt, how when your meat's fire, he turns 25.
Dude, I remember when he started doing the Joe Exotic thing early on, because I jumped on that rabbit hole when it came out. I watched the whole show. And then suddenly you're doing Joe Exotic on the internet. And I was cracking up. Dude, it's pretty accurate. You look pretty, it's pretty well played, my friend.
However, here's how bad this industry is. I had a lady call me up recently and go, oh, I want to hire the Joe Exotic from Vegas. Not you, but the other one. I go, well, why are you calling me? Well, I can't find him. I go, so you want me to book him for you? Yeah. And she goes, well, if you can't, then I'll hire you. But I just want to tell you, I don't think your impersonation is that good. The voice isn't correct. I go, I'm a comedian, right? I'm doing it. It's a characterization. I'm not trying to pass myself off as the real Joe Exotic.
It's not a market I'm looking to corner, right?
Yeah. So it's like, she goes, well, how much would you do it for? And I gave her the old Pima fee, pain in my ass.
Yeah, I love that.
you know, I go, well, I'm not leaving my house for under 5,000. And she goes, oh, well, that's a little more than I expected. And I go, well, you know, maybe you shouldn't insult people before you offer to hire them.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You think? See, that's smart.
It's all good, man.
I love the Pima fee. That's the best. You know what? Though sometimes you throw out that fee and they take it, and then you're like, shit. I
should ask for more.
I got to do this gig now. No, I got to do this. I have to deal with this.
Yeah.
They're giving me this crazy money. I'm going to have to deal with this asshole all day long. All right. My bad. Oh, well.
Do you like salsa, by the way? Are you a salsa guy?
Dude, I'm all about hot sauce and salsa. I would do that dancing hot pepper, ghost pepper, devil
The Demon's
one.
Ghost.
The Demon's Ghost. Dude, I'd be all over that.
Send me your address and we'll ship you out some.
Dude, I got to have more people on my show that do food. The last guy did barbecue. He's shipping me barbecue. This is a great idea.
Oh, see, there you go. You got to, most comics don't have anything. You know, what do you need? Another t-shirt? You know, a bumper sticker?
Yeah, I can offer my downloads or my albums, and nobody cares about those anymore.
Right. I'll send you a download of my set. That'll.
Dude, I have your disc. I just noticed I've got your music. I got your Quit Smoking CD. That helped me quit smoking, bro.
Okay.
I got to be honest with you.
Oh,
I'm totally serious.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the times we worked together, if we were in Hawaii together, I want to say, or I can't remember what. We did a few shifts, but the last one we did together.
Yeah.
You threw on the airport. You gave me the Quit Smoking CD, and I listened to it, and yeah, it absolutely helped me quit smoking, bro. I'm not kidding. I ran across it today.
Right, but now you cluck like a chicken every time you.
I do. Every time somebody lights a cigarette, I just start dancing. No matter what I'm at, somebody lights a cigarette, and they're talking to me, they're snapping their fingers, nothing, till the cigarette goes out, and then I just snap back in. I'm like, what? What happened? What? So,
do we have a rating on the show? Is there a R rating?
No. You can say whatever you want. Is that your question?
So when I started doing hypnosis, I used to do a joke about how my ex-wife, you know, we had a bitter divorce, blah, blah, blah. But she wanted one of my hypnosis CDs. So I gave it to her, but I put some subtleties in there. You know, oh, you're relaxed. You feel calm. You're healthy. My dick was the biggest dick you've ever had. You'll only say things about the problem is she loaned it to her brother, and he keeps calling me.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's hilarious, dude. That's really funny. That's gold. That in the act, you got to keep that.
Thanks, bro.
Yeah, very funny.
Yeah.
Let's go to the board. People are asking questions. Let's jump in. Let's see. First, Lenny, hot dogs, no. And, this is just a question for me. I thought they had a question for Don. Hold on.
That's all right. Take the question.
Weren't my two girls killing each other last week? Yes, they were. They were fighting last week. But that's what teenagers do. They fight, and then they make up, and then they're best friends. Where do I know Don from? I know Don from the circuit. I think we knew each other before ships. We ran each other.
Was it Improv or Comedy Magic Club? Laugh Factory?
I don't know. I think it was an Orange County thing. I want to say it was in Orange County. Did you do the Laugh Stop?
Oh, my God, yeah.
It was a long time
ago. Were you
ago.
a Laugh Stop guy, too?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Back,
that's such a blur.
I know. It's a long time, because that's where I know Ron Coleman for, because I haven't run into Ron Coleman yet.
Oh, okay.
Who I know is in Vegas, I guess, because I see him on a lot of your shows.
Yeah.
Right.
We used Ron quite a bit. Jeff Capri was a Laugh Stop guy.
I know Jeff. I love Jeff a lot. He's a good guy.
Bob Perkel.
Yeah, I remember Bob Perkel. He used to run that gig at 5 Points, right, over on Huntington Beach gig.
Yeah, he was the king of one-nighters out there, man. He had so many of these.
I love that guy.
It's like Bob would call you up and go, "Hey, man, I got a gig for you, but I'm telling you, you might want to put on some leather jackets because it ain't your crowd, Donnie. This ain't your crowd. You better man up a little bit."
I love how he would walk. He definitely prepared you. You know what I mean? You never walked into a Bob Perkel gig going, "I wonder what this is going to be like." I mean, he explained it really well. Yeah, exactly. You know exactly what it was.
Don't worry about the meth deal at the front table. They're regulars.
Just don't go in the back room. Don't go in the back room. Yeah. All right. Yeah. All right. And go to the bathroom before you go to the club. All right. Yeah, sure. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Right. That's the best. Yeah, he did there was a gig on it was on Main Street. You know, Doug James was doing this gig. Gallagher's. Doug had Gallagher's. Yeah. But Bob was doing it's not there anymore, but I want to say it was called 5 Points over in that little mall right near Main and Beach.
Yeah.
Which was a great gig. That was a multi-night gig, I think. It was like 3 or 4 nights or something like that.
Yeah, they had the Surf City Comedy Club for a while.
Right, okay.
Jeff Capri and Bob Perkel, they had that. That was going. And Doug James is the best shusher in the business. You know how like rap artists have rap guys have the hype man. Yo, this guy's great. This guy's great. Doug James would go around people. Shh.
Yeah. Yeah.
He would shush a crowd. Oh,
he's like a ninja. He like shushes from the back corner. You don't see it coming. It just starts out real quiet, like it goes, and you look around. Yeah, he's really good. He's pretty amazing about that.
I love that gig. When I started out, I would go. I would do that gig. Yeah, I was just starting a headline, but I would call Doug. You know, because there'd be these weeks that we're dying. There's no work. So I called Doug and go, hey, man, can I come in and MC for $25 and the dinner? He's like, oh, man, but you were just here 2 weeks ago headline. And I go, I'll change my name. Bring me up as somebody else. I'll just, he goes, okay. But he always tried to take care of people, and that dinner was, I would cut that into force and have that for the week.
Yeah, that wasn't, he was always, Doug's a weird cat. But I always liked him because he was a really nice guy. And anytime I wanted that gig, he would give it to me. You know what I mean? Like I could call him up and go, hey man, what are you doing? Because he didn't book far ahead. It's not like he booked, he literally was only booked a week ahead of time. So he would go, what are you doing next Wednesday? It was always his thing. Or he would call you on a Monday and go, what are you doing Thursday? And you were, I guess I can go to Gallagher's, on Thursday or whatever. But he was always a good guy, man. He was real picky by the way he booked people. I liked Doug a lot. I thought he was a cool cat. He was very cool.
We need more of that in the business.
Yeah. Plus he was, you know what? Also, I trusted Doug. He was a good guy. Never screwed me over. He's a decent guy. You know what I mean? I like that. That's a big deal. All right, here we go. Now we got questions for Don. Don, here we go. Do you have any comedy albums your own self?
I do. Thanks for asking.
Sure.
Caller from Tulsa. That's
Ben Magley from Wisconsin.
Oh, cool.
Gave him shaking
you could go to donbarnhart.com. I have downloads of my CDs. I've got a couple stand-up CDs. I'm Not Just Eye Candy is one of them, and The Spinal Disintegration of Man is another one. Apparently you can call your CD whatever you want. They don't really check.
No. Good. Yeah, but one man's eye candy is another man's, it's subjective.
I was going to name one CD. I got size 13 shoes, but, I didn't want to, false advertising is,
Yeah, I guess.
I'm married now, so.
Do you think it doesn't matter? Would you then wear size 13 shoes everywhere just to back it up?
Oh, yeah, of course, because I figured by the time you get to close the deal,
sure,
it's a gimme. It's like,
right.
Go ahead.
How disappointed are you going to be at that point? You're not going to. Are you going to stop everything? And go, whoa! Don't you have 13 shoes?
I take off my shoes. They take off their Spanx. I think it's an even trade.
You're right. It's 100% an even trade. You're right. Nobody. And plus, the lights are off. Nobody cares really if you think about it. It's
right.
all.
And who wears Spanx on their, underarms? That's mean.
Is that bad? Okay. I don't know. But Spanx can go head to toe, man. You can do Spanx Ninja underneath whatever you're wearing and then pop it off. And then it's just, then you're in a big chair full of skin.
But that's like a pitcher pulling off the, the arm brace, and all of a sudden you got,
There's a phrase for that. What is this called? It's called something.
Well, I think when they do this, it's it's not the motorboat. We got to come up with a name with it, because this was the motorboat.
Right.
This I'm not sure what.
I saw a comic doing a bit about this is called something. It's a spackle, or you know what I mean. It's something like that. It's like I can't really remember it. I don't know. Okay, here's a question. I don't know. This is a detailed question. I don't think he wants a PowerPoint on this, but I'm going to ask it. How long did it take you to start running your own club, Don?
Wow. It's 35 years.
Wow. Okay.
See,
I told you he looks young. Doesn't he look great? Look at him. He's actually 94 years old. I don't know if you're aware of that, but Don's 94 years old.
These kids
careful,
today
the teeth will pop out.
With the humor that they do. We used to tell jokes when I was a kid. We had setups and punchlines, not just conversations of humorous anecdotes.
I've been running clubs since I was about 22. At 18, I got a job at the Comedy Magic Club in Hermosa Beach as a doorman one night a week, and they couldn't get rid of me. I would clean the tables. I washed the toilets. I would volunteer to go in. I learned everything about the industry, and by the time I was 20, I was manager, house MC, and talent coordinator. And in 87, I left to do stand-up full-time because I took terrible advice from Leno. You want to be a comic, got to go on the road, man. You can't do this job. So I quit. I went on the road, and then I learned comedy. And over the course of time, I've always booked one-nighters. I've consulted for a lot of comedy clubs. We've been at Delirious now probably 3 years, and Jokesters for about 5. So I've always had my hand in the comedy business. Always trying to develop. We're trying to franchise Delirious right now. We're looking at a couple other places. Hawaii would be one of them. And then we're looking in some other places, Albuquerque, maybe some Texas, maybe, where are you? Where's the call from? Wisconsin?
Hawaii? That was Vince Mulligan that asked that question from Northern California. He's up in the wine country area. Hawaii, make sure I know where to send the tape for that gig. I would love to go work in Hawaii. That would be the best, man. And how cool would that be to open a club there? I don't think there's anything there, right?
Well, they used to have one. Yeah, there's nothing. Well, Sharky's does a thing at the Halikoa, the military hotel.
Right.
Patrick Terrell has Comedy U, Square Barrels. So they have some comedy going on, but not a full-time club.
Right.
They used to have the Honolulu Comedy Club that Paulo Gata ended up picking up and opening up the Comedy Cow for a while at the Ilikai, and then I was looking to buy it at one point, but I started my first military tour, and so I ended up doing stuff for the troops. So we're still looking in Honolulu. That would be our ideal place because there's so much tourism over there.
Yeah.
Not right now, obviously, but that's one of my goes. And Northern California would be great too. It's wine country. We could do some great wine tours, and we do franchise. We've done a few. Delirious Comedy Club, little weekend clubs at a winery down in Temecula and one in Pahrump, the hot spot of Nevada.
Pahrump?
Pahrump, yeah.
Pahrump.
There's a little winery there, real nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Right on. How long?
About 45 minutes.
How long have you been? Delirious has been going on. How long in Vegas?
About 3 years now. The Downtown Grand Hotel, and then Jokester's been about 5 years.
Okay. How do you like working with the Vegas crowds? I know it's different now because I was just there last week, but how do you like working with Vegas and the Vegas crowds?
I think it's great. It's kind of like the cruise ship. You get a little bit of everybody. So if you can play Vegas or a cruise ship, you can play anywhere.
Right.
It's not like going to Houston where it's all Houston or Tucson or San Diego. It's the majority there. So you've got to learn to have a broader base of comedy and references. You can't just do local. It's down on Paradise, and nobody, where's Paradise? I don't know where that is.
Yeah, right.
So you've got to kind of really fine tune your material. I think it's great. Some of the best crowds in the world. Everybody comes here, like the cruise ships. Everybody goes there.
Right.
The best part about Vegas crowds is they pay it for a ticket to see a show because they want to see a show. Whereas sometimes, say on a cruise ship, sometimes it's an afterthought. Well, what's tonight? There's no movie. There's no production show. We'll go to the comedy show.
Right.
Now, you have comedy fans that will line up, like at the Punchline on Carnival.
Sure.
They're dedicated. They're first in line. They don't want to miss the show. But then you got some knuckleheads that just kind of wander in and they're on their phone and they're not paying attention to the show. They don't have a vested interest. It's an activity for them. So that's why I love the Vegas crowds. They are, and if somebody doesn't like something, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
We can throw them out. We don't care,
Right.
And if you don't like the show, you can leave. And if you complain, you know what? Well, then, research the comedy. Unlike, say, a cruise ship where they go and complain and get a free bottle of champagne.
Yeah, right. That's a whole different. That's the biggest difference between those two crowds right there. You know what I mean? I mean, the one things I've always respected, one of the things I learned when I worked cruise ships, like I always talk, when people ask me about working cruise ships, I always tell them that. I go, you got to be able to read a room and just make it work, period. Yeah. There's no, I couldn't get the crowd. You might be able to get away with that one time, but a second time, you're if you can't, you got to be able to handle. So, and the Vegas crowd, you're right, is exactly like that. They're exactly the same. And I think it just takes a seasoned professional to look at a room full of people and go, all right, this is where I'm going to go. Because I think you're a lot like me, where you could do a show that's completely clean, or you could do a show that's not completely clean, and it doesn't matter. You just, whatever mood you're in that night or whatever the crowd dictates.
Yeah. That's never been a factor of like clean or dirty. Like, the crowd.
Right.
You should be able to tell with your first joke. Derek Richards has a great saying, like, people go, oh, I got an hour of material. I got 5 hours of material. Really? How much material do you have when the audience hates you?
That's a pretty good point. That's really good. You sound a
And
little
you
bit
still
like
play-
Derek.
if you
You
walk
sound a little
up
bit like
there-
Derek when you say that.
Yeah. You got to say with that attitude, man.
Yeah,
But it's
exactly. But
so true.
no, it makes total sense. Yeah, can you do an hour when they hate you? Can you do an hour when they hate you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
it's,
you have to. That's what you're getting paid to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's no going short, man.
Yeah.
Worst ship I had was there's a party of like 12 on a ship that is kind of like a circus, but I don't want to say the name of the ship.
Okay.
But it's a very fun times.
Sure.
Are had by one and all.
Oh, are they? Okay.
And there's a large party, and they're just talking and they're heckling. They're just being rude, and the host didn't do anything. Nobody's doing anything. And finally, I just deal with them, and I just go at them, And they were just rude. It wasn't fun. They were rude. And I go, listen, I got another show, but do me a favor. Don't come to any of my other shows. Don't go to any of the other comic shows. Do us all a favor and go sit behind the exhaust and smell that for the rest of the cruise, because you people suck. And of course they complained, and I go, well, they're just heckling. They were ruining the show for everybody else.
Yeah, right. And that's something that's the argument that people always miss. When people argue, they think, well, we're part of the show. No, you're not part of the show. And there's a room full of people that want to see a show, and you're fucking it up for them. So people, they get this narcissistic attitude where I can do what I want. It's a comedy show. No, you're not. You're supposed to sit down and act like a human being.
Yeah. Do that at the Cats show, or do that at Chicago.
Yeah. See how far you get away with that attitude, right?
Yeah.
I paid a couple to leave my house in the Vista.
Yeah.
I did. You know why? Because I've done this before. I did this at a club once, where somebody was at a club and they were sitting up front, and they didn't. And this, I want to say this was Zanies in Chicago or somewhere, and they go, they said something. And I go, if you don't like the show, you can leave. They go, well, we paid. They go, what'd you pay to get in here? I'll give you the money back. And they go, we paid $20 a ticket. They go, okay, here you go. And I gave them $40, and they left. So this is at a club. And then one day at a ship, I said something, and somebody goes, well, if you pay us to leave, and I just go, I'll give you $20 if you guys get the hell out of here right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And they were like, okay. And I gave them $20, and they left. The crowd clapped.
Wait, you were working Zanies, and you had $40 in your pocket?
Yeah, it was before the week. It was the first day of the week. It was when I got there. I got there. The money was, I was going to spend the money anyway. So,
Right.
But the crowd clapped. The crowd was all happy, and they left. And then afterwards, I'm like, I can't believe I gave those guys $20. But what the hell? They left.
But you know what? There's a certain point your sanity is, you can't buy your sanity,
Right.
It's not worth it. And people like that. The best part about being in Vegas and now owning the two clubs, that when I go on at night, if somebody isn't having a good time, hey, I'll give you a refund but you're not going to stay for the whole show, be an asshole, and then want a refund.
Right.
If you're not happy, you can leave. But also, and I tell people, I go, you could complain all you want. Oh, I didn't like the show. Well, guess what? I get to respond. Oh, yeah, well, I didn't like the audience. You sucked as an audience. You were talking, you were texting. We had somebody FaceTiming the other night. And I go, you know what? You're out of here. I don't need this. And that's the greatest part, to go, this isn't about you. This is a collective experience. And if you can't behave in public, then you need to hightail it out of here.
Well,
and then the crowd, of course,
yeah, right. No, well, more power to you. First of all, I don't know how club owners and deal with the cell phone thing is a whole different animal now. You know what I mean? I mean, when I started out, it was talking was one thing, but cell phones, and it's almost a double-edged sword, because clubs want people to check in and tag themselves and say where they're at, and then turn off your phone. You know what I mean? So it's got to be a tough thing to be able to handle, to battle with the crowd.
As long as people, I don't mind if people take a picture. That's fine, But if you're actively texting, I'm going to call you out on it. Like the other night, this girl in the front row, 25 feet away, but I could see the glow on her face, like a kabuki act. You know, there's glow on her face texting, and I'm talking. She's not even paying attention. I'm ripping on her. She's not paying attention. So I took my phone out, and I just start texting, and it got real quiet, and people start giggling and laughing. And finally, you know, it got so quiet, and she looked up. I go, oh, yeah, kind of rude when somebody's texting in the middle of something you're doing, isn't it? How does it feel? You know? And she was like, oh, she put her phone away, and, you know.
That's the best. See, I can't. I don't know how the guys deal with it. Some of the clubs, you know what? That's the one advantage that ships have, is that you can't be on. You really can't be on the phone. You know what I mean? There's at least you can't be on social media.
Except now, like some of the ships, you have the unlimited package, so people get on their phone. You know.
I'm surprised they do it though. The connection is so bad. You know what I mean? If you're downloading videos on a ship, you know, you just. On vacation.
Well, if you're on a cruise ship, and you're busy on your phone, you're missing the point of being on the cruise.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. Yeah, you're supposed to be the whole getaway. You know, just.
Right. I'm going to take a picture of the sunset so I can look at it later. Why don't you look at it now and have the experience in your soul?
Yeah.
And recall. You know, I get it. You know, but. People are stupid. Humans are stupid, by the way.
I know. They're
now, if you're listening to the Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy, you are not stupid. I say other people.
Yeah, other
people. The people that are not involved in our circle.
That's right. You guys are not stupid. See, Don told you. You guys are not stupid. Don, this went great, man. I think we're going to wrap it up. We're going to get the hell out of here. This is good. Dude, I can't thank you enough for being on the show, man. This was cool, man. Good luck with the club. Anything you want to plug, push, anything you tell me now, and I'll put it in the bio after the show so people know.
DeliriousComedyClub.com, JokestersLasVegas.com, SinCitySalsa.com. You can see my Dry Bar special. It's out. They re-released it, The Obese Police, on Dry Bar and on YouTube. The full special is available for free. When I do my live show, I do not do the Dry Bar version. It's the uncensored, all bets are off. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this channel, because this is great, man. I love to see it. You're one of the good people, and you always have a home here in Vegas if you don't mind working cheap.
Dude, I will come out. Trust me, I have a lot of openings. I don't know if you know that, but I'll touch base with you. I would love to come out and do a weekend, man.
Yeah, let me know,
sure.
please.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd
this
love
is
to
great.
have you.
Oh, I'll be there in a heartbeat. Folks, that's right there. Don Barnhart. Everyone give him a round of applause. He was here. He took time out of his busy schedule and making salsa and all kinds of stuff. And now he's boom. Dude, that's me. Boom. Hold on. That's me. Boom. Boom. Wait, boom. Boom. There we go. I got it right. Took a while. Wait, one more time. Boom. Boom. Don is stuck in my computer. You guys were the greatest, man. Thanks for being here. Yeah, this was fun, man. That hour went by really quick. I didn't even notice that. You guys, Gar, thanks. Have a good night. Everybody, if you're in Vegas, I highly recommend you check out Don's clubs. I'll put all the information in the bio afterwards so you can find it. Also order his salsa and check him out on Dry Bar, man. You guys have been great. I'll be back next week on Monday. We'll be back. I don't know. Let's see if I know who's here on Monday next week. I think let's take a look really quick. This is the awkward moment that I'm not prepared. I should have a name up here, but I don't. But we're so close. Hang on. Oh, okay. No. Oh no. Okay, wait. Go down. Hold on. Here we go. Down. Oh, okay. Ooh, hey, Brad Tassel's gonna be here on Monday. So if you are you're a Carnival fan or a cruise fan, I think we have 2 cruise. Oh, you know what? We have 3 cruise acts next week. Brad Tassel on Monday. I don't want to say cruise acts. That sounds shitty. But I know Brad from Ships. Brad Tassel on Monday. And on Wednesday, the married couple, Dale Jones and Jody White, will be here together. So next week is all comedy as well. Guys, thank you very much for being here. You guys were the best. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Have a good weekend. And as always, dream of Pinky.
Lenny Schmidt Quarantine Comedy was created, produced, and is hosted by Lenny Schmidt. We live stream on YouTube at 6 p.m. Pacific every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Special episodes occasionally stream or are uploaded on Tuesday and Thursday. Every episode is also launched as a podcast and can be heard on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. If you enjoyed the show, please like the video. If you really like it, share the video. If you really, really like it, please subscribe to the Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. You'll get updates on this and numerous other online comedy content that my dad produced. Check the info section below for detailed information on all of our guests. If you are a fan, you can follow and support them as well. Go to their page, like their content, buy their albums, purchase a shirt, any merch they may be selling. Anything you do will support performers will literally help save the arts. In fact, if you want to support this show financially, just go to lennyschmidt.com/ifyoucan or Venmo at Lenny Schmidt Comedy. If you donate as little as $1 or as much as $10,000, it will help pay for the stuff my dad keeps breaking. If you can't pay for the comedy content, that's okay. COVID sucks for all of us. Enjoy the free show. If you want to find a way to support what we do, just subscribe to Lenny Schmidt Comedy channel on YouTube. That really helps a lot. Thank you for listening to my dad's show, and as always, dream of Pinky.